Scared Spliff podcast.
Hey everybody, this is Cecil Queef telling y'all to check out YouTube channel Phobophobia Productions. They got movies, short filmers, webisodes, videos, all for fee, horror, comedy, they scratch your itch, spelled with a PH. That's YouTube channel Phobophobia Productions. Check it. Sucking on a dick.
It is autobiographical in a lot of different ways.
Oh, okay.
That's the game book.
I think the reason I accidentally unconsciously assumed that is because, well, clearly you would make it about the teenagers, because then when you make the movie, you could then play, you could then be in it, or something like that.
If I had that much pretension at that age, to ever think that anything I wrote in high school was going to get enough notice in time that I could play the lead.
Well, no, you would just
as
do
myself.
No, but you wouldn't get the Hollywood studio system to make it. You would just take a video camera and then make it over the summer.
I already was thinking. As soon as I realized, oh, Pokemon is a thing, I'm buying this. I'm interested in that. Of course I'm interested in that. I made that. I already created Pokemon in my head before Pokemon even hit the States. Oh my god, what have I been doing with my life? I need to get friends. That's exactly what went down in my head. Like, perfect replication.
I think the assessment of thinking that you need to get friends is I think that's a misperception, or I think that's a non. I'm going to just make up words.
Make 'em.
A non-causal correlation. That's a real thing. That's a thing. I might have said it incorrectly, but
this was my favorite thing to get to do with people. After starting them off in the game, at least. But because of age difference and all this other stuff involved, too much to describe. I'm just going to show this to you before we even play anything at all, especially because I'm still working out some technical mathematical kinks that probably shouldn't even exist because of how simple it is. So, yeah.
Introduction. The rain was falling as the large, dark-cloaked figure knocked on the door of Dr. Akuji. The large cloaked figure slid the bloody blade back into its crimson sheath as the door was opened by a shaking, pregnant Mrs. Akuji. "Who are you?" asked Mrs. Akuji. The cloaked figure came in and took off his cloak as he spoke. "I am Duke, and sadly, I must give you some unfortunate information about the child's father," he said, pointing to the child in Mrs. Akuzi's womb. Mrs. Akuzi nodded and whispered, "Go on." "Well," Duke began, "let me tell you that Dr. Akuji was a wonderful person, always taking anyone that came for his help. Unfortunately, he was murdered tonight, only a few minutes after I showed up at your door." Duke watched a single tear roll silently down the woman's cheek. "There's more. The person that did this is on his way to kill you as well. He is quite large and was last seen fleeing the scene of your husband's murder in a black cloak with a hood, Mrs. Akuji." I gasped and turned to the door, then saw the dripping black cloak on the coat hanger, and turned back to see a jagged knife slice into her throat. Blood splattered everywhere. I'm still reading the visitor dude, no. Right? It's not. Is it the narrator now?
Yes.
Okay. I was like, this is a lot of dialogue for that. That's a lot of narrative pipe for a character.
I know, right?
Not, which I wasn't. I just thought I must have missed
an she for an I.
I missed an. I also thought I must have missed an end quote, end quote at Albuquerque somewhere.
Yes.
Duke resheathed his blood-covered knife. As Duke got ready to leave, he noticed water on the floor. He turned to see the headless body convulsing, and after a few minutes, a child was born. The headless body spurted out the word Odo, then fell limp. Duke, feeling sorry for the child, took him under his cloak and left the house of the Dirakuji family. When Duke entered his cave, the infant was crying. Must need his bottle, thought Duke. He called out,
Shadow Orb!
out of nowhere. Little black diamond-shaped skull popped out of the wall and said, "Yes, Duke?" Duke replied,
Fetch me some milk from the fridge and that old purple bottle of yours.
The orb looked at this cloak. It flew back in astonishment. "That's not a baby, is it?" asked Shadow Orb. Duke thought, then said,
No.
but was cut off by a shriek coming from his cloak. "Ooh!" Shadow Orb screamed, "You took a baby?" Duke said,
No.
Well,
Sorry.
Wait for it. Get you to voice acting.
what was I gonna do? Let him die?
The orb looked at the child, then at Dr. Ellipses, Dr. Akuji's child.
Oh, Doctor.
The orb shook his head and screamed, "No, no, no! How the hell could you do this?" Duke yelled.
He was just born from his headless mother's fucking womb. What was I gonna do? Just leave him?
There was a pause of silence. Then the little Odo screamed out again. Wait, so Shadow Orb and Odo are... Odo is a Shadow Orb.
No.
Odo's a baby.
Odo's a baby.
Oh,
Just got born out of his headless mother's womb.
wait. Is there a... Who's... What?
What are you confused by?
I pictured the baby as not talking, because that's usually the way it
It's not,
goes.
It's a baby.
Right, it's a baby.
It's a baby and it talks.
Mhm.
No, it's not. It's not talking.
It's not talking at all.
Okay,
Screaming.
You just said it's a baby. It doesn't talk.
so there's a baby,
Uh-huh.
and then there's
Which
Duke.
is screaming on and
There's a
off.
baby, and then there's Duke, and then there's like a little
shadow.
gabagoo.
Mega Monster.
An
that,
Omega
like-
monster.
It's a big like.
No, it's a little gabagoo.
Okay, it is a
But
little.
it
I
is an
pictured it
Omega
as a.
monster.
Yeah. Okay.
That is what is known as an Omega monster. You just don't know enough about Omega monsters yet, because this is why I don't let people read that until we've played the game a little
Yeah,
bit,
yeah.
so that you have an understanding of the
Yeah.
world you're getting yourself involved in.
Yeah.
Whereas
'Cause if it
somebody
says-
who reads fantasy often
Yeah.
enough,
Because if
On a
I
regular
read like
basis.
Duke grabbed his
We just
Fleebnorb,
read
and I'm
things.
like, what's a Fleebnorb? And
and
yeah,
until
yeah.
they get described to us in great detail, we don't know what the fuck it is. And we just take it for whatever it is, and
We just
assume
accept it. It'll
Exactly.
get described at some
Exactly.
point.
We don't Brandon Kirk stop ourselves and go, I need to do some research because I have no idea what I just read.
No,
It's
but that's
fantasy. It's supposed to be confusing. Slightly.
in film. It works because you can see
Right.
what's happening.
And it's written in a very, like, manga-esque writing style. Like, I'm describing things in a way that people that read manga and comic books on a regular basis can get behind, kind of.
So when you start reading this kind of material for the first time,
You don't have a fucking clue. You have to
So-
get used to it.
so it's like shining your flashlight around the basement and only seeing a little at a time, and
Yeah, exactly.
but you're like locked into the journey of discovery.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what a fantasy book is
You
always
want it.
supposed
Well,
to be
what the hell
about.
is
What
that?
is
I need
which,
to
like,
know
what
is
did
it.
Tolkien write all
the
that
truth
for?
the truth is like that's what a story is.
Mhm.
You're given
Whether
in-
it's fantasy
you're
or not.
given information in a temporal fashion, and you stick with it until you're done, and then by the end you know enough of what you're supposed to know.
Speaking of, you're
It- just-
barely finished.
Just like when I'm like Just like when I'm super stoned and we're watching a Christopher Walken movie,
Yeah.
and I do the thing that I would hate for other people to do, which is I turn to you and go, "So what's gonna happen next?" No, Brandon.
That's the point of watching.
That's the point.
movie.
Yes.
That's why I put this on for you, Brandon.
The way a movie works,
Human movies.
stoned Brandon or Carlene, you watch, and then you will know what you will get from what you get out of it.
And if you don't get it out of it, it's up to you to make the judgment and assessment of what happened.
Like you get to and even if you don't get it, you get to have the experience of not getting it or whatever, however you take it or yeah.
That's why even when I don't like a movie, I'm like, I saw it though. At least I saw it.
like sometimes say maybe it's like a political thriller, and I'm just too dumb to get it. But if it feels exciting, if they got music and Harrison shuffles papers and goes, I need the fucking MacGuffin, and then like you can buy in because he cares so much about it, then let's watch him care about
let's
it.
See what the MacGuffin even is. Yeah, like what's the MacGuffin about?
I'll take your word for it. You're a movie star, so I'll watch you do this. Look for the thing.
I'll take your MacGuffin word.
Because as Alfred Hitchcock taught us, MacGuffin matters exactly fiddledy fuck. It doesn't matter what the MacGuffin is. But you care about how people care about it.
What was I gonna do? Just leave him?
There was a pause of silence. Then little Odo screamed out again.
Shit!
Said Shadow Orb. So Odo and Shadow Orb are different things or the same thing?
They are different entities entirely, Brandon.
Shit! Said Shadow Orb. Duke smiled.
It'll be okay.
He is quite the screamer.
Now, can you... Well, come on. Like,
no, I know.
I want to know what
I wrote that in high school. I'm judging myself just as much as I'm judging anybody
I'm not
else,
judging the material at all.
Oh,
I'm
no, you're not.
I'm stoned.
You're stoned and you're reading
And
something that I wrote in high school.
And so, like, if I turn to you and ask, like, what's an apple?
If I knew,
I'm asking you what an apple is.
If I knew what writing style even was, like actual, like, personal, like, ability to write correctly, book-wise, narrative, like, story-wise, like I tried to do, I would have put that on a totally new fucking line. The word shit. Because the whole thought that I was trying to create would have been over with him crying and screaming again, breaking the silence for that moment. And then, shit! Would have been the next line for a new paragraph, if I had any writing skill at all, but I wrote that in high school.
One thing I know... Well, no, here's the thing is, like, I don't know if Shadow Orb is a type of creature, or if it's an... Yeah.
It's an it. Yeah, it's a...
But Shadow Orb is a different character than Odo is.
Entirely. Because Odo is a baby who cannot speak yet, because he is a baby that was just born from his headless mother's womb, as you read on the previous page. Oh.
Okay, yeah.
Which is why her headless body splurted out the word Odo.
Okay. No, I'm just stoned. Like,
I know.
This is not a reflection on the material.
And Brandon, I would never assume that it was, even if you weren't.
Even if I was like,
if you were straight and you were reading this, you would be totally allowed to say and do whatever you wanted with the material I gave to you.
I thought you were saying...
I just presented you with something personal, and it is not up to me to tell you what to make of it.
Yeah,
It is up to me to answer any and all questions you have about it, because it is something personal to me that I hold very dearly.
Am I doing this wrong? Like,
no, you've been doing a great job.
Oh, here's the thing: is like
you just got mixed up because I can't write for shit back then.
I might just be rude in asking questions while I read, the same way that it's rude. Like if you made a short film and I'm watching it with you, and I start asking you fucking DVD commentary questions while I'm watching the thing for the first time, that's fucking rude. I know that because I've been on the receiving end of that. From people.
Most, you're ruining the flow.
Yeah,
I'll say that much.
Like you're not experiencing the movie if you're having a conversation, if you're engaging in conversation during the movie, you're not watching the movie, and you're at risk of having more questions because you're not like getting them answered by fucking watching the thing.
Exactly.
But when it comes to reading, you can just pick up exactly. It's like pausing the movie.
Yeah,
Pick
yeah.
up where you left
So-
off,
Also-
back to where
also,
you had a
like-
question.
Hey everybody, this is Cecil Queef telling y'all to check out YouTube channel Phobophobia Productions. They got movies, short filmers, webisodes, videos, all for fee. Horror, comedy, they scratch your itch, spelled with a PH. That's YouTube channel Phobophobia Productions. Sucking on a dick.
Question at
Also,
Any of that.
the material. This material is being filtered through my imagination. So if my imagination like hits like a speed bump of like, wait. So okay. So it's a Gagu and a sorcerer dude and a Oh yeah. So Odo never talks.
Never at all.
So Shadow Orb can still sound like
Like
A
Shadow.
crazy old
like
lady, yeah.
like Killy and Philly from
Yes.
from the cartoon of
Yeah.
The Hobbit.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Exactly.
My legs.
My legs.
Do you know what a
legs.
holy
I
fuck?
watched the same thing as you growing up. Of
You
course I
know he knows all the things. But
did.
like
We
you even
haven't
knew
watched
that
together yet.
you even knew that quote right then.
Oh yeah.
It feels like we would have, but I don't know
We
that we
started
have.
to. That was.
Oh yeah.
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 At
He was
Phobo?
already like, no,
Here.
here. And then you like started passing out because you'd already seen it 100 times. But I understand.
But know
'Cause
that
you were high as fuck.
okay, that was just being high as fuck because
Yeah.
I will watch the
Oh,
shit out of.
I did anyway.
I'll just
I told myself I was gonna watch like 10 minutes of it while I smoked a pipe.
Like
I ended up watching the whole fucking thing.
if I was because it's not that long. It's a tight hour and a half or whatever it is. I'm a like. If I were a gangster rapper,
Oh Jesus.
or my we're, oh dear, let's. You know what?
You're being big BK.
I phrased the start of that thought incorrectly. It's like if it's an SAT analogy, gangster rapper is to Brandon as Scarface is to the cartoon TV movie of The Hobbit. That's what it is.
Yes.
Like I just fucking want it on flat screens in my Prius
Yeah.
or whatever
Jacuzzi
whatever
Prius.
they drive, whatever a car name is.
Jacuzzi is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
jacuzzi. Yeah,
You get a
Prius
little
jacuzzi.
tattoo in your butt cheek.
just fucking just have that on screens, nigga. Have it on screen
Yeah.
all the time. Like it just all the time. Just that shit always.
Make it wiggle.
But I just was pass out stoned for me.
Movie gangster.
OG gangs.
Duke smiled. He is quite the screamer. Now can you please get what I had asked for before? The orb sighed and said, "Okay, but I'm telling you, this is gonna mean trouble." Duke laughed. I'm sure. Just get the stuff. Shadow Orb had no idea that he was so right.
Oh no, that's all. You don't have to keep going.
Well, it'll
Unless
just.
you really want to. I mean, by all means.
I don't want to punish
But
you guys
As far as
with
I'm
that.
concerned, all I do is have people usually read the intro just to give them a taste,
I like.
basically. And I've always felt personally, like whether it's cliche sounding or not, that as a whole, as an opening, is a pretty good fucking hook. You know what I mean? And most of the time, 99%
I don't know. I was kind of
of the time,
interested by the headless body spurting out a name. That's not something that happens every day.
you don't
Yeah.
say. Well, see, that's why. See, there's something for pretty much almost anybody interested in the fantasy genre.
Don't let Phobo get their hooks in that one.
That would be so good
Oh,
for them.
but like,
though.
if
I thought he especially would appreciate it just because of the bloodshed.
Yeah.
if a still sentient
Man,
severed
I-
Bodies giving birth and
If-
spurting names out and shit. Oh
if,
my god.
if a still temporarily alive severed head were to speak, it would do the croaky talking like in Motel Hell that we watched. Yeah.
Or like in Reanimator.
like garlic.
Oh, that I haven't. Wait. The movie. The only thing I know about Reanimator comes from American Beauty when characters are talking about it and they say like, it's when that
when that severed head of that chick starts blowing that dude. Is that what happens in it?
That's reanimated too.
The second one? Oh, come on, Sam Mendes. Or come on, Alan Ball, who wrote it.
Yeah, the first one is.
Motherfucker, suck a dick.
If Precious says pussy, and it doesn't mean it in the biological sense, then we goes to a safe space, my precious.
That's super creepy.
Well,
Just thinking.
Love it.
it is.
Oh, God.
It
Here's
is.
a bunch of things
It's
I
a
made
creepy
on
voice,
paint
which
back
is
in the day.
which is why it's awesome.
Where's the map? Where's the map?
Yeah, precious.
Like coked out gum.
He's got a little bit of a metal yell. A little bit. It's kind of like that. It may not be as forceful, but it's kind of a tailbone of one.
Cause the mic check was a right check for the tight set. Didn't make a move cause I didn't want to fight yet. Keep yourself to wild bound. The man with the soul was a boy with a pain. Cause I threw a tight set. Cause I threw a tight set. Cause I threw a tight set. Spinning devils and angels. Fucking fast flow coming from every angle. But no authority forever to be found. Tell her that mic, it'll start killing out. Killing out. Killing out. Cause I'm a bird. Cause I'm a bird. It's not imperative. He talks about a symbol to the predicate. Mixing contradictions, so brace yourself for getting wacky to go back to the jumping off the show. Schoolhouse rock, feet in the air, every day for his happy, so he cut his head. See, killing nouns with lyrical ravages. Influence the function, hieroglyphics, 777.
everybody, this is Cecil Queef telling y'all to check out YouTube channel Phobophobia Productions. They got movies, short filmers, webisodes, videos, all for fee, horror, comedy, they scratch your itch, spelled with a PH. That's YouTube channel Phobophobia Productions. Check it